Welcome back to Two Dudes in a Review. I'm Matt.
I'm Lucas. It's that time of the year, folks. March Madness. Whoa. The only time better than this? Thanksgiving. This beats Christmas, and that's a fact.
You like Thanksgiving more than Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Love the turkey. All right, guys, in case you forgot what we're doing here, or what March Madness is, we got 16 Nicolas Cage movies coming from 4 decades of this man's career. We got the 80's, the 90s, 2000s, and the 2010s.
So that right there shows what this man can do.
Oh, yeah.
4 decades. Hasn't aged a bit.
I'm not even 4 decades old.
Uh-uh.
Amazing. He's been doing this.
His career is much, much older than us. Than us combined.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm 12, too.
What? So, the first matchup, it comes from the 80s.
Mm-hmm. We got Vampire's Kiss going up against Birdie.
Starting real strong.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire's Kiss is about a man who has dreams at night of a woman coming into his bedroom. They kind of start to get it on, and then she bites his neck, and he thinks that he's becoming a vampire the whole movie. So the movie's a slow transition, slow transition into him becoming a vampire. And so you see like some of the classic things that vampires can't do, like be around crosses or out in the daylight. They sleep in coffins, all the like cliche vampire stuff, and then also like mixed in with his everyday world of being a serious like businessman type guy.
And the movie going up against that is Birdie. Birdie takes place with these two people, Nicolas Cage and his friend. Takes place after Vietnam, and his friend is in a insane asylum because he thinks that he is a bird. He doesn't talk to anyone. He's always crouched down. And at night, he gets naked and just perches on his bed frame. Yes, that does happen. And Nicolas Cage, he's all bandaged up the whole entire movie because he got a explosion went off by him. So he has bandages all over his face, so he looks kind of ridiculous. And throughout the whole movie, there's flashbacks to their childhood and how they were friends. And you see the transition that Birdie makes into becoming, or into thinking that he is a bird.
Yeah, it's a slow obsession with birds that his friend has. So both of these movies I just now realized are people thinking things that they are completely not. For how bizarre both stories sound, especially Birdie. I think they both kind of pulled them off better than I expected them to.
Yeah, I liked both movies a lot more than what I thought I would.
Mm-hmm.
I was very scared going in, thinking that I was just going to be watching some...
Especially with Birdie.
Yes, because just hearing about that just sounds insane. And Birdie, they had some really funny stuff in it. Oh, whenever they both dress up as birds and they go out looking for birds because Birdie wanted to collect pigeons and have carrier pigeons out there.
Yeah, to train them to be carrier
So they dressed up as pigeons, and then whenever he falls off because he thinks he can fly, or he wants to fly.
Yeah, they're like up on a rooftop collecting pigeons.
And Birdie just goes, woo, jumping off. That scene was really weird.
Yeah. Because they showed
it like replayed 4 times in a row.
Like some action scene when really it's just a guy falling off of a roof like 4 to 6 times.
And they just look ridiculous dressed up in these pigeon suits that Birdie made.
So yeah, we both keep referring to these movies as funny. I don't think they were intended to be funny.
No.
At least Birdie wasn't. We can't figure out if Vampire's Kiss is supposed to be funny or not. This is how I would put it though. If it's a drama, then I think it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. But if it's a comedy, then it's just not that good. Yeah, that's my opinion.
It makes it a lot better thinking that it is a drama.
Yeah.
Just because it's ridiculous the way he acts. He overacts in it very much so. Because of the way he acts in it, and it's more focused on him. Because this is March Madness. I feel like that gives it a slight edge over Birdie. And it has some very iconic scenes. Just because after we watched it, just talking about how if you just look up Nicolas Cage and for a GIF, you'll get that. this is what you get. That comes from this movie.
Yeah. So,
Something with that big of an impact on society. That
40
definitely
years
gives
later.
it. That definitely gives it some.
Yeah, it's definitely
perks.
iconic.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, like, in a way, it's kind of like Nick Cage's, like, worst performance I've seen yet. But it's also, like, classic Nick Cage. You know, like some of these things.
He said that this is his favorite movie he's ever done.
Yeah.
So I feel like that we have to respect him. This is his turn.
Right. Yeah, and I understand why completely, because it appears throughout the movie that he had complete freedom to
He
do
gets
whatever,
to do whatever he wants.
whatever Nick Cage
It
thinks
has
he
been
wanted
so
to
much
do.
fun.
He did.
He is incredibly abusive verbally to his assistant.
Totally uncalled for, out of nowhere. It was the best. There's a scene in it where he drives like way out of his way to her house to pick her up after he verbally abused her the day before. And he goes to her house, apologizes, gets her to come in the cab to come back to work. You think everything's about to be fine with these two? And out of nowhere.
I thought you said that everything took time.
But Alva, that doesn't mean we're gonna stop trying to do the best damn job we can. The work's not just gonna go away, Alva. It never just goes away. That contract is somewhere in those damn fucking files!
So yeah, I think it's unanimous. My vote, at least, is for Vampire's Kiss.
I vote for Vampire's Kiss as well.
So our next matchup is Raising Arizona versus Moonstruck. Raising Arizona is about an ex-convict who falls in love with the cop that is taking his pictures for his mugshots. And when he gets out of jail, he tracks her down. They get married. They fall in love like instantly. And pretty early on in the movie, it's revealed to us that they can't have children together. So they decide to kidnap a baby from a family that just had four children?
4. Let's go with that.
Yeah. 4 children. And so they steal a baby, and the family they set out a reward, $25,000 reward, and a bounty hunter type character to track down this baby and get it back to the family. So it's very adventurous from there on.
And that movie is going up against Moonstruck. And Moonstruck is Cher, that's the main character. And she marries this man at the very beginning of the film. He has to go off and visit his mother, who's about to die in Sicily. As he's gone, his wish to tell his new fiancée is, get my brother Johnny to come to our wedding. Because they left off on bad terms. She goes out trying to get him to come to their wedding, but they hate each other because he accidentally chopped off his hand while talking to him. So he hates his brother because of that. And so they end up banging later on in the film a couple times, and they fall in love with each other.
So yeah, Moonstruck was a romantic comedy. We're really getting to see in the 80s what he can do. One reason I didn't like Moonstruck, and I've seen scenes like this in other movies where like people just like passionately fall in love out of nowhere. They're like fighting and then they like start making out, you know? You see it all the time. But this, for some reason, was one of the times where it like made the least sense to me. Like there was never like a flirty moment between these two before they started just totally making out. And so for me, that was just like one thing. Like I wasn't sold on their relationship at all.
Yeah. And this movie got a little points taken away from me just because cheating involved. I don't support cheating. You know, that's not who I am. So like, how could I support the movie?
Okay.
So you gotta
personal.
Take
Personal
take
points.
some points off for that.
Yeah.
But it had a beautiful. Nicolas Cage was on this monologue talking to her about how he loves her.
I love you. Not like they told you love is. And I didn't know this either. But love don't make things nice. It ruins everything. It breaks your heart. It makes things a mess. We aren't here to make things perfect. The snowflakes are perfect. The stars are perfect. Not us. Not us. We are here to ruin ourselves and to break our hearts and love the wrong people and die. I mean that the storybooks are bullshit. Now I want you to come upstairs with me and get in my bed.
That touched me in here, right in the heart.
Yep.
And then he ended it with that, so that was pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, that's classic.
Raising Arizona, the beginning part I thought was hilarious. Whenever Nicolas Cage gets out of prison, like the first time, and then he goes on complaining about Reagan and the politics of them while it just goes against ex-convicts. And then he's like pulling out a shotgun and going to rob a convenience store again. It's like, how's that Reagan's fault? You're robbing a convenience store.
Yeah.
And he keeps robbing the same convenience store over and over again.
No mask.
But he doesn't bring bullets, so it's not armed robbery.
Yeah.
He's smart.
Kinda. So my vote is gonna end up being for Raising Arizona, and that is mainly in part due to its screenplay, because it's literally, the credits are still rolling by the time that he's been to jail twice, gotten married, and we find out that they can't have kids. It all happens instantly. So it just like is very to the point and wastes no time, and that's like pretty much the exact opposite with Moonstruck. For the first like 20 to 30 minutes of Moonstruck, I couldn't tell what the plot was going to be and what type of movie it even was. I couldn't tell if it was like serious drama, sad, or if it was like supposed to be like light romantic comedy, like a Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan movie. So that's why personally I would put Raising Arizona forward.
I want to do Moonstruck just because that one monologue by Nicolas Cage, that was beautiful. But in Raising Arizona, whenever they're robbing the bank, John Goodman comes in, everybody freeze, everyone down the ground. An old guy says, well, which is it, young fella? You want us to freeze or get down on the ground?
Yeah.
That is the beginning to a song that I know.
Really?
Yes.
Like that exact audio clip?
Yes.
Really?
And it's not my favorite song ever, but that beginning part I thought was just hilarious because it is funny. And because of that, and this from like when I was younger, when I first heard the song, and like, mind blown moment.
What was the song?
Get Down on the Ground. It's a rap song.
Don't know.
It starts off like that. I forget the rapper. And it starts off like that. And just because of that mind blown moment, like, whoa, that's from this song. Like, I thought it was just like something the rapper did for the beginning of the song. So, realizing that, I will have to give my vote for Raising Arizona as well.
Nice. All right, so for all of you serious March Madness bracketeers, we have Vampire's Kiss versus Raising Arizona, advancing to the, quarterfinals?
Yes, Elite. No, it's not Elite. Yeah, Elite 8.
Elite 8, to see who can get that first Final Four spot. 1980s. Raising Arizona, I would say a better critically good movie.
Yes, so we'll give it the point with that.
Yeah.
Because it just has a better plot as well.
Uh-huh.
Better storyline, better acting, I think, too.
Yep.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah. Landslide.
So we'll give it a point for that. And, like, the way in Vampire's Kiss he acts, it doesn't even make sense. He just does stuff.
Yeah. He's just out there to shock the nation, you know?
He eats a cockroach. Oh, with the mirror, he just goes... and just walks away.
But personally, which one I enjoyed watching more was 100% Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss, once you get past the first 30 minutes of it,
Yeah.
that whole entire second part, I'm laughing nonstop
Yeah,
at
practically
almost everything
nonstop.
that he's doing. It's so funny. He goes and buys plastic teeth.
Yeah, don't give up on it.
I laughed more watching Vampire's Kiss than I did Raising Arizona, so I have to give it a little bit of an edge there.
Uh-huh. This is what makes it so hard. Raising Arizona, yes, he did a better job in acting. But Vampire's Kiss was classic. Classic Nick Cage. No one else can do that.
And he says it's his favorite performance ever.
All right.
And it is so far, it's my favorite one I've watched.
All right, let's do it then. We're sending Vampire's Kiss
Let's go, baby.
to the Final Four.
Cut down that net. Final Four.
The Dark
Vampire's
Horse,
Kiss.
Dark Horse
They
candidate.
did it. That's it for the 80s region of our March Madness tournament. Check out the 2000s, our next episode. See you guys later.